Hello Libra Sun, Sagittarius Rising. Welcome to your year ahead reading. My name is Tanya, and I'll be interpreting the cards. I also read intuitively over what's in the cards, so we'll see what comes through. This is going to be a 12 card pull, well 13 technically, one card for each month, and then one card from the bottom of the deck for kind of the overall vibe of the year, or some key component that you need to focus on or that may come up throughout the year, a recurring pattern, if you will. So we'll see what the cards have for our Libra Sun, Sagittarius Rising over the next year. And with Sagittarius Rising, that means that your Sun is most likely in the 11th house, which is the house of your social life, your social connections, and social media too. And with Sagittarius as your rising, you may come off as someone who likes to travel, who is very active, maybe seems a little flighty, maybe likes to have some philosophical discussions. That could also be true, especially when you get together with friends and family, right? And maybe even on social media. Maybe some of you have some sort of blog or something like that, or vlog that you're starting or that you're working on. But there's some connection there with friends through social media, especially if you like to travel. So it could be that you have friends in different parts of the country or all over the states or the world, and you like to go visiting. So let's see what we have. Okay, so it's going to be October, November, December, January, February, March. I'm working on trying not to have it go skewed, so hopefully I'm getting it right. This is April, May, June, July, August, and September. Okay, first off, before I even pull the card from the bottom of the deck, you have some major life events or major changes going on over this next year. You have a lot of major arcana cards in this next year, and those are like the bigger life themes, broader subjects, if you will. And a lot of it is about personal growth and an internal journey. So let's see what we have on the bottom of the deck. The Five of Cups. So at the Five of Cups, cups are about our emotions. Fives can be about challenges, complications, things that test us. They're like little mini challenges in the middle of situations that test you to see if you're really ready to move on from them, to move on to the next thing, to move on to the next step. So the Five of Cups is about focusing on something that's already happened or something that's happened in the past, but it's over, it's done, but you haven't closed it out yet. You haven't let go of it, and you're not focusing on the things that are there for you, that are next to you, that are full, that have something to offer you. You're focusing on the things that are no longer vibing with you, that no longer align with your path or with who you are now. You need to stop focusing on the past and focus on what you have with you right now. What next to you? Who is supporting you right now? Where's the positivity coming from right now? That's where you need to turn your attention. So that's a little bit of the vibe for this year, is you need to let go of the things that no longer serve you. The emotions that are holding you back, that you're clinging to. You have to let go of those over this next year. And that feels like that's probably the bigger theme for you, especially with all these cards. So let's see what comes up. So we're starting October out with the Star. And this is about seeking your own light, about shooting for the stars for yourself, if you will, about taking care of your soul, taking care of your spirit, taking a break, taking a time out to take care of you, to look for what you want, to recharge your own batteries, if you will. So this is looking for your star, for what motivates you, for what is it that you want out of life, for what is it that you need to fill your soul, to feel good, to bring you joy. So it's very much a month then of self-reflection in that way. It's also a month where it would be a good time to give yourself a spa night, or go to a spa, or do something to pamper yourself. This may be after you may have had a big change recently, or something may have been going on where you need to take this time to relax, to focus on yourself, and just bring yourself back to normal. In November, we have the Chariot, another major arcana card. I think I'm going to be saying that a lot in this reading, but here we are. The Chariot is about taking charge of your path. That's how I'm reading it here for you. In here we can see he doesn't have any reins, right? He's on the roof of it. So he could jump off if he doesn't like the way directions are going. But in a sense, he is still, even though he doesn't have the reins, he has the willpower to direct, to guide the chariot, to make it go in the direction that suits him and that he wants to go. So in November, it may be even toward the end of October, you come to an understanding of what you want out of life. Where is it that you want to go? What is it that you want to do? And this could also, just because with that Sagittarius rising, this could be you going on a trip. This could you be literally getting in an RV and going on a road trip. It could be travel in November. But also metaphorically, with the bigger, broader themes of life, of like a life path, this is also a turning point for you where you're taking charge and you're making the decisions on where you want to go, who you want to see, what is the next thing you want out of life, and you're guiding your life down that way. You're making some conscious decisions in order to reach or attain those goals in November. In December, we have the Temperance card. So this is a card about finding balance, also about alchemy. So this feels a little bit like a transformation, where you're converting one part of your life to a different purpose. That's what we want to say, okay. You're converting some part of your life to a different purpose. Now, I don't know if this is career or if this is some sort of physical practice you have, a physical activity, a workout, yoga, something where you're going to be leveraging that in another way in your life. And this could be a side gig. It could even be travel planning for others. So becoming a travel agent on the side, or maybe even just for a few people to see how it works out. But it feels very much like transforming a skill or a hobby that you have and looking at it in a different way, or reusing it or repurposing those skills and leveraging them in order to make money, or a side gig or something like that. For some of you, this is also going to be about balance. Temperance is also very much about finding balance, right? We don't want to have too much partying and not enough working, because you're eventually going to run out of the money to support the partying. So you have to have balance between the two. The time to travel versus the time to work. So making sure you're finding balance in there. or finding ways to make money in order to support the travel, etc., things like that. So December is going to be taking time to find balance, to make sure that the needs at both ends are being met, that you're able to support both sides equally, or give them the amount of energy they need in order to succeed. And then in January, we have the Page of Cups. This is like a pie in the sky kind of thing, right? It's a very imaginative card. Pages are a very young energy, fresh energy, new energy. And pages, they're also the students of this suit. So cups are about emotions and intuition. And the Page of Cups in particular can have a very wild imagination, right? We have pigs flying literally, but it's all coming from the heart space, from the emotions, right? So they may be letting their emotions overcome any logic or their thoughts and ideas. They may be getting swept away in the drama or causing the drama. So, and I do feel that this is some of you. So just be aware in January, maybe you're feeling a little vulnerable with all these big changes that have been going on. So just be careful of that. Be aware that you may be prone to exaggeration or prone to overreacting from an emotional level in January to changes or things that are going on. It could be a good time, though, to write down your dreams. Dream big and write it all down. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? Where just write it all down and have fun with it. Enjoy it. Make it an exercise. Make it something that you can later come back to and think about how you could really make some of those things happen. It's kind of a first step or a path to manifesting some things that you may want in your life. But just be aware you may be a little bit over emotional, if you will, in January. You may be feeling raw in a way about something in January. And then in February, we have the Six of Pentacles. Pentacles are about material things. That can be our jobs, it could be our homes, the things that we buy, the way that we acquire things. And for you in February, that's going to be an equal exchange of energy, a give and take kind of relationship. So someone's giving and someone's receiving. Well, actually, you're both. It's an equal exchange of energy. Okay. What I keep getting is it's an equal exchange of energy, if I haven't already said that. Sometimes you will be the giver and sometimes you'll be the receiver. The key is to make sure both parties get something out of the exchange. So this could be a side gig where you're getting paid for work you do, or where you're paying someone else to help you with something. For some of you, this feels like moving. So having friends and family over to help you move, or you're helping somebody else move. But make sure you both get compensated in some way that you both feel happy about and good about. That exchange of work, that exchange of energy. And that's in February. In March, you're having a rough quarter. That's kind of what I'm getting here. In March, we have the Nine of Swords. Swords are about our thoughts, about communication. And the Nine of Swords is about anxiety, about fear, about doubt, about feeling overwhelmed by the negative thoughts that come through our head, about letting them run rampant instead of acknowledging they're there and acknowledging that they're not true. Instead of feeling into it with our heart energy, we're letting our thoughts, our ego run away with the story. So in March, just be aware that you may be prone to overthinking things, to some anxiety, and that you may want to just take time to process that when it happens, to try and work through it, to calm your mind or calm yourself in some way so that you can push past those fears and those anxieties and recognize them as just that, fears and anxieties, not reality. And I think you do that. You find some way to overcome that, because here in April now, we have the High Priestess. Again, another major arcana card. And this is very much about that, about meditation, about connecting to divine energy or the energy of the moon. It's very much about our internal power and our internal processes, about that calming energy. Focus. For you, it's going to be a lot about focus. This gives you or helps you focus on what is real and what is not, on what you really can do and what you need to put off. Something here, something in April, you learn a new technique or something, or maybe you just go back to a practice that you had done in the past, but you had not been doing on the regular for the last few months. So now you're stepping back into that path, into that meditation practice that you were doing. Perhaps it is exercise, perhaps it is yoga, perhaps it's just literally meditation or prayers. It could be saying the rosary. Something that helps bring you to a calm and centered state and place and builds your confidence in your own intuition and your own ideas and your own thoughts. It helps you control and prevent the anxiety and the fear and the doubts from controlling your decisions. And then in May, we have the Fool, the very first card in the tarot and in the major arcana. The Fool is all about taking a leap of faith, taking that trust fall, believing that everything will work out as long as you just take that first step. It's complete trust that no matter what's coming, you're able to handle it, and that it's all going to work out for the best and highest good of all those involved. You're in a good place in order to have that level of trust in yourself and in whatever project, endeavor, people that you're going to be doing this with and working with. You just trust that it's all going to work out. It's a very freeing place to be, and a beautiful place to be. You know you have a lot to learn, so it's something that's new to you. You know you have a lot to learn, and you're not afraid to go out and figure it out. You're not afraid to go ask people. You're not afraid to find out, and you're committed to doing it. In June, we have the Three of Swords. This is a harsh card. It is a hard lesson. This is something or a person who has, it's swords. So swords are about communication again, and our thoughts, ideas, etc. For me, the Three of Swords is about where you put your head over your heart, right? It's not really about heartache. It's about the idea of what it should have been. The idea of what you thought this relationship or this subject was. The romantic ties or spin that you had put on it that did not match reality. So reality comes through and slashes and burns that idea and is no longer possible. It's no longer a viable option. It wasn't ever a viable option. You just weren't ready to accept that or acknowledge that before. And now you're in a place where you have to. You have no choice. The other parties involved are not interested. They no longer want to be a part of it, or they were never had that same idea that you did. And your paths diverged at some point, but you were still holding on, is what this is about. So just know, June may be a hard month for you. But it's more about the idea of what could have been that you're sad about, that you're heartbroken about, and not what it actually was. So you may be feeling betrayed by yourself and by others. But it's also a very, once you acknowledge that and you you go through that process of letting go, it's very healing for you. Even though you're not going to like it while it's happening, and you're going to be angry about it and sad about it and all the things, once you work through it, it's for your best and highest good. But it does suck while you're going through it. So that's the potential for next June. In July, we have the Judgment card. Again, a major arcana card. This to me does indicate that you do get through it. You do push past this. You feel all of the emotions. You work through each of them. You learn about yourself through that process. And Judgment is about leveling up, about moving on. You have passed through all of the lessons, and you are near the end of the journey in this major life lesson thing that's going on for you. It feels a little bit too like this, these are related in some way. So just, yeah. Something that happened in January, maybe this connection was made here and you misinterpreted what was going on, which is very possible when you're in this emotional space. But then reality comes crashing down here in June. So you go through that process, that lesson. Sucks, but that lesson. In July, it's coming to acceptance of that. You're letting go of it. You're letting go of what happened, of how you felt about it. You're accepting where you're at now. You're present with where you are now, and not still tied to this. You're letting go of that and leveling up and moving on to the next thing in life. You're not holding on to that grief. And then we come into August with the Wheel. Again, another major arcana card. So much stuff going on for you. The World card is about change, which fits in with what's happening in all these other places, right? It's about that moving on. It's a forward momentum, which fits with the Judgment, right? We've done this. We've gone through this process. This was something, a life lesson that you needed to learn. You've learned it. You've accepted it. You've integrated it. And now you're ready for change. The wheel keeps moving, right? Change is happening and you're ready for it now. You're ready for whatever is coming. You're trusting that it's going to work out. And you're continuing on the path that you started back here in May. So this is movement forward. This is action happening here in August of next year, where you're making a change. It could be literally moving. What else am I getting from this? Feels like there's more in here. We're moving, we're changing, evolving. You're moving away from something. So this could also be a literal move away or a literal move out. But it's a change that you're willing to make and you're ready to make, where you're moving out on your own. You're taking the next step, logical step in your path, in your life. If you really want the change, you have to move out. You have to move up. You have to just change that. And that's in August of next year. In September, we have the King of Cups. This is a beautiful way to end the year. It's a masculine energy. And the King of Cups, again, we're still in cups. Cups are about, again, our emotions and our intuition. You're going from this Page of Cups energy, right? That student, childlike energy, to this mastery of that energy, to control of that energy, where you don't have the wild flights of fancy, where you don't have the drama, where you have a better understanding of how you react and how you want to respond, and you respond instead of reacting, and what you want, what's true to you emotionally, so that you recognize when it's not true to you, when it isn't something that's for you. You're in a very great emotional place, intuitive place, complete trust in yourself and your ability to make those emotional decisions, to trust your emotions, to trust how you respond when things go haywire. But very confident in where you are and who you are. And that is a great way to end this reading for my Libra Sun, Sagittarius Rising. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button and please hit the subscribe button to help me grow my channel. Again, thank you so much for watching. You have an adventurous year ahead, and I'll talk to you later.